Nothing gets people more excited or worked up than their footy team. But so often with the game comes politics and red tape. If only it was just about the sport.
As our largest carnivorous marsupial, with jaws like steel traps, you'd reckon the Tassie Devil would be ahead of the pack in terms of survival. But the sad fact is, it's an endangered species. An all too eerie parallel with the AFL club named in its honour. Like any business in these hard times, football and finances are reluctant teammates. Ambitions and balance sheets rarely work in sync. And with the planned 2028 arrival of Tasmania in the AFL competition now in serious doubt, locals are split.
I can see the appeal in AFL teams. They bring people together. I don't personally care for it. The stadium, crap idea.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Good on them for giving it a go.
If other things are more important, hospitals and the schools, we're the poorest state in Australia.
Great, can't wait, if it goes ahead.
At the heart of this great divide is the proposed $945 million stadium at Macquarie Point with its non-retractable roof. Its very construction is a non-negotiable to the Tassie team joining the competition. In short, no stadium, no team.
We're still on track for 2028 and looking forward to working with the government to land a stadium for the Tassie Devils and all of Tasmania.
The stadium stoush is threatening to end Jeremy Rockliff's already brittle reign as Premier. A successful no-confidence motion was initiated by the Labor opposition, despite the fact it supports the team and the stadium. It's those with crossed arms on the cross benches stifling the deal. The state will now go to the polls on July 19, the fourth time in 7 years.
What I say to Tasmanians is let's be positive and focus on the future.
But it's not just an island matter. In Melbourne this week, the AFL rolled out the blue carpet and dusted off the black ties for its Hall of Fame night. Iconic football names Ian Stewart, Royce Hart, Darryl Baldock and Peter Hudson adorn the roll call of legends. All Tasmanians. But even on this night, the AFL's most esteemed, the Tassie debate was raging.
I don't know whether we've got enough good players to justify 19, then eventually the 20th side.
Mick Malthouse has coached a record 718 games across 4 clubs. He's a non-Tasmanian, but has the state at heart.
The demands of that type of money, to me, is excessive. It's probably unwarranted. I'm not saying it can't happen over a journey, but to be the only reason why they can or can't become a team in the AFL, I just think it's a bridge too far.
Taps it further forward for Bradley. Oh, beautiful intercept from Eade, and then he kicks it off the ground.
Rodney Eade made the move from Tasmania in the mid-70s to join Hawthorn, figuring in 4 premierships before going on to coach the Sydney Swans, Western Bulldogs and Gold Coast. A supporter of the stadium, he fears for the future of football in Tassie if it fails to get built.
Certainly if we don't get the stadium and the football team doesn't go ahead, I think that Tasmanian football will just be community football then.
And even here in Melbourne, as fans turn up for tonight's Bulldogs and Kilda game, the Tassie issue is very much front of mind. What do you reckon? Should they get a team in Tassie?
No,
What about a new stadium?
no, they've already got a stadium there. Just put a roof on it if possible.
All right, well, fortunately for Tasmanian footy fans, we in Victoria aren't voting. Regardless of the political upheaval in Tasmania, the AFL remains confident the stadium will come to life. It's become football's very own field of dreams.
If you build it, he will come.
I'm certainly on the pro camp and hopefully it gets done.
The mere fact Tassie is teetering is a huge embarrassment for the AFL, who prides itself on being the premier code in Australia. But the NRL can barely conceal the smirks. Living the high life in Las Vegas to kickstart its season and then bringing the Bears out of a 25-year hibernation to start afresh in Perth, Rugby League Supremo Peter V'landys is looking like a magician.
I'm very confident the Bears will be competitive in their very first year.
In contrast, the AFL is trying to navigate its way through some treacherous waters. Those waters just happen to be Bass Strait, and therein lies a watery irony. Not since the battle over the Franklin River in the early 80s has Tasmania been so divided.
Dragged and manhandled out of the way of a moving excavator. Other protesters too were removed from machines as the forest workers claimed they were just doing their job.
The federal government eventually thwarted the state government's plans for a dam. Now, more than 40 years on, Tasmania is in another damn mess.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how this one ends.